Welcome back to Bespoke Addict. I'm going to be selling another truly remarkable pair. I really like these. I do really like them, and they fit me quite well. They're a little bit snug for me, but they don't hurt. I'm a 9.5 UK slim fitting, and these are very snug. But I have worn them several times and they don't hurt me. But realistically, I'd say they were a UK size 9, around about a US 10. They're made about 1950, made to order by Johnston Murphy. And just amazing. Look at that silhouette. Those that know shoes quite well would say, that's the George Cleverly silhouette. It looks, with the chisel and the way it sort of bulges out here, it looks suspiciously like George Cleverly, but it's not. It's Johnston Murphy. And just amazing. It's Teju Lizard skin. Lids is in beautiful condition. It's supple, soft, flexible. No damage to the skin. It's perfectly wearable. And quite frankly, in a wearable Western size. A lot of vintage shoes are extremely narrow, really narrow by today's standards. They just can't be worn. Very few people have feet of this length and very narrow. But sort of 70 to 100 years ago, that was much more common. So they've had a new, the sole's completely original. It's pretty thick. They've had some wear, but they're not wearing through. They haven't worn. You can see when you hold them at the side and you look here, a worn shoe will be thick there, and thick here, and then it's noticeably thinner in the middle. That's not the case with these. They've had a replacement heel, which is it's reasonable. You know, if I were to be keeping these, I'd peel that off and put another leather heel with a rubber quarter. But that's me being fussy. You know, I have worn them like this, and you know, it's okay. There's no damage to the heels around this area. Somebody's always used shoe trees. I certainly have. Let's just pull that out. The maker's marks have largely worn off. They are Johnston & Murphy, made to order. I actually bought them as a collection of shoes from the great nephew of the original owner. I've already sold a pair made on the same last, identical styling, but they were caiman skin. I sold them in the last month. And as I say to you, I bought this collection of about 12 pairs of shoes. They were all made for the same gentleman. And between the 1920s and the 1950s, he owned, I can't remember, it was 5 or 6 shoe retailers in the USA. I can't remember now which state it was. And the great nephew inherited these shoes some years ago, and he loved them, and they were his great uncles. But he was a Hell's Angel, or he is a Hell's Angel, with beard and ponytail, and he rides Harley Davidson with jeans and boots. And as you can imagine, these are not for him. He loves them. He wants them to go to a good home. And, I did promise him I'd look after them and they'd be staying with me. And they've stayed with me for about 10 or 12 years, but ultimately my collection's got so out of hand. I've had to part with them. So I suppose if he knew that I'd parted with them, he'd be a bit disappointed. But they're in just gorgeous condition. And his great uncle, obviously, what he was doing, he's looked after them, and he's had a pair made, on a periodic basis, made to order. These would have been available made to order through his stores, and he would treat himself periodically, probably once every 2 or 3 years, to something special. And this is one of them. I do still have a few of his pairs, but I have sold a few as well. But they're all in equally remarkable condition. And I will miss them, because I have enjoyed wearing these. But I've just got so many shoes that my collection's way out of hand. And what I'm trying to do is anything that isn't English bespoke, I'm selling it. Doesn't matter how much I love it, like these. These are just beautiful, stunning things. But they're not English bespoke. They're made to order. They're American. And there's nothing against that. They're just fabulous. But my collection is so out of hand, and I need to reduce the numbers, and I'm struggling. Now that I've sold the pairs that don't fit me or I don't particularly like, I'm struggling to find a reason to not sell pairs. So to get rid of pairs that I really like and they're just made to order or ready to wear, or they're not English, it's helping me to make choices. And they're difficult choices, because I do really like the shoes. I really like them. But eventually my collection will sort of dwindle down, and there will only be full bespoke English. There'll be nothing like this left in it, I'm afraid. Seems a shame, but I've just got too many shoes. I've not been sensible. I've not controlled the numbers. So this is another pair that are going, I have to admit, with a heavy heart. Oh, yeah, I'll miss these. I do like them an awful lot, but I've just been umming and ahhing for months. Shall I, shan't I with this pair? But my wife doesn't want me to sell them. She really likes them. But if I don't get rid of these, I've got to get rid of something else, and that's an even harder choice. So these it is. Ebay UK at no reserve.